Officials on Grand Bahama weighing in on the mega multi-million-dollar projects undertaken by the government. The voter registration rush is on and the clock is ticking as the country prepares for the Prime Minister to ring the bell.
The Department of Fisheries issuing this warning regarding the closure of the crawfish season. I'm Megan Shepard and I'll tell you more straight ahead in the Northern Edition.
A ban imposed by the Ministry of Agriculture getting a thumbs up from residents on Grand Bahama.
This is the Bahamas Night Northern Edition. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, and thank you for joining us. Our top story now, it's been a historic term of office for the government, having invested over $104 million in capital projects on Grand Bahama. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, this past Friday, heads of various government agencies on a tour of the island to highlight the government's successes. Let's go to Joan Davis-Roll.
Awesome. I hadn't really had no idea of all the things that are going on. If you have to be there, you have to be on the inside. You can't be on the outside looking in because you would never dream of all the things that are going on.
As the saying goes, the proof is in the pudding. And for Grand Bahama, the historic investment of over $104 million in capital projects by the government is said to speak volumes about the Christie-led administration's commitment to improving the standard of living on this northern island. Heads of the various government agencies were taken on an extensive tour of these mega projects designed to help transform this island's overall landscape and propel the nation's second city to the next level. Members of the official delegation say the tour was a real eye-opener and gave them a greater appreciation for the magnitude of investment the government has made on Grand Bahama to date.
The tour today, I believe, was very impressive. I think that we hear of snips of things happening in the newspaper or on the television, but they're only snips. But to actually see the projects in progress, it takes it off of the paper and puts it into reality.
There are a lot of really terrific things. Particularly, I went on the grounds for the first time of the new community clinic, and I thought that was going to be really fascinating. And I understand that's only phase one. Then the next phase will be even grander than that. So. Generally speaking, I thought that the tour was really very nice. It was timely, and I think that I'm looking forward to the one now going into the West.
Enjoyed myself. It was wonderful to see all the awesome work that the Ministry for Grand Bahama and our government as a whole is doing here on the island in Grand Bahama. I was very impressed, especially with the potable water project that is happening in the East End area. So excited for the citizens in that area of how they now have the opportunity to have water come directly, government water coming directly into their homes. The students with the dormitories and able to cater to the other islands and have them come here to the island and live here. Very impressed with all of the projects, and it's a lot going on.
Potable water is a necessity. It's not a privilege, it's a necessity. So for the government to expend monies in ensuring that these communities who were without potable for the last 40 years and now have access to potable water, it's a boost. It's really as uplifting for the people in these communities to have those kinds of projects.
Officials with high praises for the Ministry for Grand Bahama for taking the lead in making these projects a reality. This, they say, augurs well for residents, many of whom are now enjoying improved living conditions.
Because of that seawall, we will decrease coastal erosion, the lifestyle for those people, and safety in the event of a hurricane or a surge. It adds a protection and some sort of comfort to those people in the Smith's Point. You're talking about a cemetery. We haven't had a new cemetery in this area for quite some time. So to have a cemetery and to be built to code, it's very important.
When I looked at the grounds for the hospital, I didn't realize that it was behind Lokai Medical Center. I drive by there on a regular basis. When I see the expanse of land that is there, that really fascinated me, because to say, when you think of a hospital and you think of a clinic all being on the grounds there, I think that is really quite extraordinary.
From the east, officials are now preparing to head west, where they will tour various projects undertaken by the government Friday of this week. Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, as the countdown 2017 general election continue, parliamentary registration officials are seeing a spike in voter registration numbers. And a report, a consultant at the Parliamentary Registration Department is urging persons that you got to register quickly because time is running out.
The number of persons registering to vote has skyrocketed. Consultant with the Parliamentary Registration Department, Cecil Thompson, says there has been a spike in registration numbers this week, and to date there are 27,925 registered voters.
Exceeded what we did in 2012, and we expect by Monday, the 10th of April, we anticipate that we shall clear 30,000.
He says since the announcement was made on Monday by the Prime Minister that Parliament will be dissolved on April 11th, persons are turning up in droves to register.
In the National Insurance Building, you see the numbers. You pass at Cartwright's, you see the numbers. You pass at Circle Mall, you go to Solomon's and the Sears Plaza, and here at Christ the King, they did 52 last night. Every day this week, they've been doing over 40 persons. And the same is happening to a less extent all over the island.
He is encouraging persons to take advantage of the 9 registration centers on Grand Bahama.
I would not advise persons to wait until Monday. Anything could happen on Monday. A huge crowd might turn up, and you might be at the back of the line. And at some point, we'll have to cut it off. I'm saying, come now, take advantage. It takes a few minutes.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, the ban on imported beef products from Brazil remains in effect until further notice. The minister responsible for agriculture, V. Alfred Gray, says the Bahamian government will await official word from Brazilian government despite local distributors' claims that their products are not being contaminated. Well, tonight, residents on Grand Bahamas are applauding the government's effort to actually remove those beef products from the store shelves. Let's go to Kimberly Mullings.
I think we should stay on the safe side and just don't buy the products until we show it's safe.
I think it's a good idea.
I thought it was just pertaining to the corned beef, but little did I know. I didn't know it was a bigger ban.
We pick where we buy our meat.
The ban imposed on imported beef products from Brazil by the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable V. Alfred Gray, has been well received by locals in Grand Bahama. Resident Petula Brown thinks Bahamians should take heed to the minister's advisory for their own good.
If anything wrong with the items that are coming from being imported in the country, we should take precautions before somebody gets sick. So I would advise people about the corned beef not to really eat it. Not right now, at least until we show it's safe.
Clarice Ferguson and Dombarcia Duncombe are grateful that the Bahamian government has taken such a stance to protect Bahamians.
My husband loved corned beef, and recently I've stopped purchasing it and encouraging him to stop eating corned beef.
I'm a Spam fan, but I think that it affects everybody because, you know, you are adjusted and you are used to certain foods, and now that they have a ban on it, even the companies, some people that sell corned beef and grits in the morning, they can't do these things normally because of the bans, but I think it's a good thing to implement it because we don't want to be destroying our bodies.
Resident Adriana Newchurch feels as though this swift reaction to the possibility of tainted beef products by the minister and government means they are conscious of the health implications involved and commends them for implementing the ban in such a timely manner. However, she is calling for more to be done when it comes to other imported products.
It's a good thing to be aware of your country and the needs of your people, you know, and not only in food and everything. Because right now you even have to be careful with the cabbage, the orange, all of that. Unseeded fruits and stuff like that, you should not sell them.
Meanwhile, Michelle Gregory, a repeat visitor to Grand Bahama from Nova Scotia, Canada, was not aware of the beef ban, but thinks that it was the most sensible thing for the agricultural minister to do. She advises residents to trust the government's decision.
They have to watch out for the public's best interest. Being from Canada, we had the beef scare there, and our government did the same thing and made sure that all the cattle were destroyed that were infected. So you have to really trust the country of origin and the products that are coming from the country of origin, I guess, to do their part and step up.
Minister Gray says there will be an announcement once the ban is lifted, but in the meantime, all ports of entry will be monitored as quality control measures are heightened. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
We're going to take our first break. We'll be back. Don't go away.